Let's get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And today we're going to get into the positioning animations. It's more so aggressive catch, but you can do it with whichever catch version, whichever animation you choose, whether it's secure or catch and run also. It's more so about the use of the L2 to get you in that position. Now, once upon a time, there was a time in Madden where cats were afraid to play zones, because what guys would do would be they would just throw down the field and you could never really click on and get into place defensively, before the offensive guy could click in and undercut you and catch the ball in front of you. Yeah, this was like really a thing. This was like back in my Madden heyday, so it was long time ago. But I'm telling you, yeah, you got a lot of the older guys will remember when you could not really play zone in Madden unless you had like really good click on and strafe skills. And so really what this is it's a way to think about like the L2 and the R2. I think of the L2 as the brakes, and I think of the R2 as the accelerator. And so in these situations that we're talking about today, in terms of getting positioned to make catches, it's more so like slowing down in order to let the defender kind of run in front of you, or use that positioning, let him use his speed or his momentum against him. And then in some situations, it's just that turn you want to be able to wall the defender off, put that shoulder onto him to shorten the catch, just enough, in order to, put your hands out or whatever to make the catch, in front of the guy. And so it's a few different ways to do it, but I think the ways most of the time, or the way that I've come up with to do it, is just to make sure that you are in that good position, like just short of the spot. And then once you hit the L2 is almost like a gather step. If you remember like the vertical dunkers, back in the day, the guys who go off 2 feet to dunk, they're always taking that little gather step, to go up or to launch themselves. And like in a case like this, the L2 can hold you from overrunning the ball or overrunning the spot. It'll slow you down just a little bit so that you can turn and face and come back to the football in that case. And so in 23, it's going to be like that. It's going to be a point where you can overrun the ball just by a yard or a step. And so precision is definitely going to be in a place where you're going to have to really just kind of step into it to make your throws. So if you step into the throw, and it's a couple of cases where if you can undercut the defender, so just with a little bit of L2 in terms of just slowing the guy up just to turn and get in position, then that's going to be huge, man. It's going to make all the difference in the world in making the contested catches, just making catches in general, because in 23, it's going to be a lot tougher to catch the ball. It is what it is. And so, every time you have to come back to the football, so to speak, or you're trying to wall off a defender right there, you see just a little bit of turn, and it's timing. You want to be in that position to go up, take those gather steps, as I said, to go right and launch yourself into that animation. A lot of the times, again, if you get into that animation before the defender, then you're going to be the guy that normally comes down with the catch, or at least you're going to be in a position where it's not going to be an interception. I guess that's the way we got to look at it on 23, where, it's going to be a lot of interceptions initially when the game comes out. But, if you understand your trajectory to get your guy into the position again, there's the turn and face, come back, use the size, use the bigger body, use the bigger frame. And so a lot of times when you're looking at this stuff vertically, you can't understand, how much space is in between you and the guy, because we're looking at it just vertically. We can't see like what's behind us, so to speak, just simply because of the camera angle. But a lot of times that's the space that you need to be trying to take advantage of by throwing the ball just a little bit short, or getting yourself into a position squared up, or doing the little half turn to get in position with the L2. So that's the case where that L2 is going to swing me around and slow me down. And I'm going to show you guys this a little bit better in practice mode. All right, so as you see right there, as you go into it, the L2, and now you're pulling back on the stick towards the football. And so as you go into the catch animation, it's almost like that sequence launches you off the ground and into the air. And so in a lot of cases where, the defender is just above you, or they're playing over the top of you, as they should be, you have to be able to take advantage of that space underneath them and go up. And so as you see right there, sometimes it's a lot more difficult for a defender to line himself or line themselves up to get in position to make that, that play on the football. If you're there first, especially if you're there first, then it's almost impossible. It's like a force field around them. Like, watch, he wants to run through me, but he can't run through me without it being pass interference. So in a lot of those cases, that is where some of the laws of physics actually do apply kind of, correct in Madden, so to speak. It's just the consistency of all this stuff. And so again, right there, it's difficult for the defender to locate that spot, especially when the ball has a little bit of loft or trajectory on it. Even in, cases like this in the half where I'm just sitting here and I'm just trying to get a play to get in the field goal range. You throw it, you see that little hesitation step right there. But then once you catch it in front, it's like, all bets are off. And so it goes basically right into a situation where it goes from just being a catch, where I can catch and come down and get a field goal, to now there's a missed tackle and, guys fall all over the place, and now it becomes a touchdown, And so in a lot of these situations going forward, it's going to be about how well you can hold your positioning, or how well you can establish your positioning and carve out just a little bit of space. As you see right there, you saw the little hesitation. And normally what you'll see is, like in these situations, like is it's me recognizing that I'm not in the right place. And so if you see me do a little mini hezi, it's like, okay, I'm thinking that's where the ball's going, and then I realize it's not, and then I let go to go back, speed burst, L2 to R2, and then back to L2 again, and then up, with the manual catch button and aggressive catch right there. And so yeah, it's a lot of it is definitely works in sequence, but once you begin to discover how easy it is, it's a lot harder to explain, a lot easier to do. And so again, just all it is finding that spot, understanding how to get the positioning a little bit underneath, maybe a little bit inside, or it just depends on where the ball is. And then it just becomes a matter of the timing of going up for the ball. I mean, he was doing a good job of disrupting the route right there, though. He really was. He knocked me off the route like 2 or 3 times. But watch you see me click on, watch me wrap him. See, that's the L2 right there. And so once you see me start to turn my shoulder on top of his, that's the L2. And then I'm going up again right there in that sequence like I talked about. So it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like dance steps. Yeah. And so again, right here, get on top. That's normally the one that I'll get more times out of any. And I like that one because you rarely ever see the ball get dropped in that particular animation. Again, that's just folding. It's just like you're just folding your shoulder on, getting on top of him. Once you notice that you have a little bit of space on top of him, if you can just fold on top of him, it's gonna launch you right into that situation, right there. And I mean, that's where it's at right there. I like those super jumps, like I said, those fast ones, like I talked about in the last video. I think those are like, once you get that jump and you're in the air, and basically the defender is like he's defenseless. Yeah, because it's like you're sky high and he's just sitting there. Look at that. Looks like a natural push off too. No extension. And I mean, there's the hand grip on the ball, like we talked about in the strong hands video. Once you see that right there, look at that. Nice vice grip, man. Yep. Anyway, man, we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. Appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. It is your boy, Coach DC404. I am